Welcome to Perfect Legal Pleadings. In this video, we're going to go over the questionnaire for the forms. First, we'll go to the Perfect Legal Pleadings tab. We'll go ahead and go to the index, and we'll do a form that we're all familiar with. We'll go to a motion for continuance. I'll show you how this works. Now, you would have already taken in the case previously, so you should already have all the information regarding the client saved to the database. And you'll notice here we're in the divorce procedures table in the section entitled continuance and the cell for the continuance motion. There are many relevant laws relating to a continuance set forth in the divorce procedures table, including, of course, the general power to continue a proceeding. I won't go through a lot of those, but if there's a local court rule, for example, Creek County, on motions for continuance, you can also find those in the divorce procedures table. We're going to go to the form and go through the questionnaire. So we'll click on continuance, and it opens up to the questionnaire for a motion for continuance. Now, we could go through here and answer all these questions now, but since we've already got most of them answered when we took the case in, what we're going to do is go to the Form Tool tab, go to Save and Load, and we're going to load one up from John Doe. As you can see, it's filling in the questionnaire to the form with the data we've saved previously in the data bank. Now all we have to do is go through here and make sure everything is correct. You'll notice that they'll be highlighted. Once you get familiar with the forms, you just need to look at the highlight rather than all the terms afterwards. But here, month and year this pleading will be filed. What month and year will this pleading be filed and served or mailed to the opposing party? We're going to put here, since we're doing this, we'll put May 2015. In the next cell of the questionnaire here, you'll see pleadings to print. Sometimes you may just want an order or just the motion. Automatically all of them will be checked. If you just wanted a motion, you just uncheck those, and the only thing it'll process and print would be the motion itself. But we're going to go ahead and do all of it right now. You'll also find in the cells for each question the applicable law. Here we have the various grounds or basis for a motion continuance other than the general power. We can click on any of these. This will take us directly to OSCN and that statute on the website. Of course, this deals with the motions that you have to do a motion notice to hearing and how it applies. And all the questionnaires, you'll also see the law over to the right. Let me shrink this a little. Let me see it a little better. Relating to a continuance. These likewise, you can click on any of them and it'll take you straight to the applicable law there. We can turn these off merely by clicking on the comments tab here. And now we're just looking at the questionnaire. Now, do we want to print out of the law? We'll go ahead and do that along the motion for continuance. Now we have the motion information. Matter to be continued. Now you'll see hearing a matter you're requesting a continuance of. If the matter is not in the drop-down list, then type it in. And it also gives you the format that you need to type it in. You need to make sure that you type it in the exact format. Don't put a period if there's not one there. Don't put a comma if there's not one there. Type it in exactly as it is if you're going to type one. Here we've got some options in a drop-down list, and we'll just say this is a scheduling conference 1 continued. Here we're going to enter the date of the hearing or matter, and let's say it's set for, we'll say the 5th of May 2015. And the next question, the reason for the continuance. And again, here's the law telling you that you must state with particularity the grounds for any motion. So we're going to put in here, petitioner's attorney has surgery scheduled on the same date that this matter is set for hearing. And then here we see that if you're asking for a continuance under Rule 4, motion not requiring a brief shall state whether the opposing party agrees or objects to the request and shall be accompanied by a proposed order. And so over here we're going to check the appropriate box. If you've contacted opposing counsel and they agree to the continuance, then we check this box, which is what we're going to do here. Opposing counsel has been contacted and does not agree to the continuance, or if the opposing counsel has not been contacted to ascertain whether they are in agreement with the continuance. And of course, if you were trying to contact them and were unable to contact them, you can check whichever one or all of, well, all of them that would be applicable. You'll notice that the information previously entered when we took the case in is already filled out, so we don't have to worry about their address or which party they are, their phone number, or the attorney in the firm. Now we will cover this in a further video on the master list, but here, if it's a firm with more than one attorney, you would have a drop-down list of several attorneys here. You can always add attorneys to that through the master list, and I'll go over that later. And if you want to go ahead and add one, you merely click here and it'll give you the instructions on how you would add an attorney to the master list. We're going down. Opposing parties information is already there because we did that previously. Likewise with the opposing attorneys, you'll have a drop-down list of the attorneys that you have in the attorney master list. You can always change those, and I'll just real quickly go to that. All we do is go up here to the Form Tool tab, Master List, and these are opposing attorneys, so we'll go down to Opposing Attorneys. Click on that, and you'll see that we have a screen with the list of names here. We'll click Edit. Now, the master list will always show up down here on the bottom of your screen as a Microsoft Word document, or table actually. And you'll see the information, bar number, firm, mailing address, street address, phone, fax, email, so on and so forth. To add attorney to there, you just go to the last row, do a tab, and you've got a tab to put the information in. I'm going ahead and you can just use your normal Microsoft Word functions to modify this table. Here we'll save it. You just go back, hit master list again, save and close it, and it would have the new information you had in there. But that's how you add more attorneys to the drop-down list. And what that does is it saves you a lot of time looking up addresses, phone numbers, and things, because once you click on the attorney that's on the other side, it automatically will select their address, phone number, whatever information is necessary in the form. So it saves you a lot of steps. Just click on the attorney and you've already got it. We'll go down here, the method of serving the opposing party. After you put in the attorney or selected the attorney or attorneys, if you wanted to add another one here, we could just click add, and if the opposing party had more than one attorney, we'll remove that one. But anyway, once you selected your attorney here, you would hit refresh in the Form Tool tab, and then that would give you an option here on how you're going to serve the opposing attorney. Here we're going to just send it by regular mail, so we've got that clicked. Case information, likewise, that was all in the database that we loaded, so we don't have to go through all that with what county it's going to be filed in, or the judge. Here we have the name on the certificate of mailing. By default, it will put the client's attorney on the certificate of mailing on the pleadings and motions, unless you put someone else's name in here, like your secretary or something. If there's someone else you need to give notice to, you would put the information down here. The name, again, you have a drop-down list of all opposing attorneys if you needed to give, maybe one of them was the attorney for the child or a guardian ad litem or something. You can also type in the information. Then you would also, select the method on which you're going to serve that particular party. And you can always press start in the Form Tool tab. The start button will always take you to the very top of the questionnaire. Now we have all the information we need in there. So we're going to go to the Form Tool tab, over to Fill. It's going to take the answers we just entered in the questionnaire. It's going to process the forms. And we'll go ahead and go to the top of the document. And I'll shrink this up a little so you can see a little better. And here we have your motion. Now you'll notice the areas in gray. That is the information that was entered from the questionnaire. It selected specific paragraphs, put the appropriate names, genders, plurality in the form and motion. And you'll also notice that at the very bottom of the forms that we just processed, the questionnaire is still there, so you can go in and change any question or answer if you made a mistake when you put the answer in. We'll go ahead and petrify it, and what that does is that will remove the questionnaire from the bottom of the forms, and it will also remove those gray areas that I showed you previously. Boom, and we'll go back up to the top, and now you're ready to print. You've got your motion for continuance spelled out with the authorities, the law, certificate of mailing ready. You got a notice and order setting the hearing on the motion for continuance and an order granting it. And since it's going to be a proposed order, we have a cover sheet to attach to the back of your motion preceding the attachment for the proposed order. We ask it to print the law on continuance, so the law relating to continuance is also ready to be printed. So you can print it out. You've got your law ready, pitch it in your client's file, go file the motions, and you're ready to roll. And that's basically a general overview of the questionnaire on the forms. Thank you for your time.